What's up? This is Six Leaf Clover Fire here. Welcome to episode 8 of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom practice. Yesterday, I was practicing oil skip, which is my most difficult trick in part 1. Now I'm going to be practicing SBA, which is my most difficult part in part 2. And then in part 3, my most difficult part will be why can't I think of it right now? Rolling ballroom, sorry. Just realized I need to start a timer on my phone. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I have a instant transmission sound effect now. That serves two purposes. One, I think it's funny, and then the most important purpose is that what I did was I toggled my left foot pedal to record. I bound it to 1, the number 1 on the numpad. And I noticed that when I hit record, damn it. I noticed that when I pressed it, it activated something on Dolphin. So I'm going to have to check later to see what it actually activated. It doesn't look like anything important though. Better not be. But essentially, yeah, also, because I don't have Discord open and I don't want to use anything like Overwolf or anything complicated, I have set, oh, are you kidding me? I have set a, that instant transmission sound effect to be the same as recording. And the reason why, I need to go a little bit too long. And the reason why is that then whenever I hear it, I know for a fact that I'm recording. So I don't have to be nervous about, are you kidding me? I'm not even at SBA yet. So now I don't have to be nervous, be like, is it actually recording? I can simply start recording. And that way I don't have to edit the video, like trim my videos. You know what I mean?
It's kind of hypnotic.
Because that's honestly just a waste of time. It's just an extra step, you know what I mean? Now I can just upload my videos and they will be in tip-top condition. I don't have to go back into YouTube Studio and trim it. That just it's just a little bit of an annoyance, you see what I mean? And if I ever forget to, then you just see me on OBS, and it's just kind of stupid. But now I can avoid all of that and know when I started recording and when I ended. That took a long time. That took like maybe a couple hours. Looks about perfect. Yeah. I'm going to be practicing SBA the entire time. I did a couple times earlier before I started recording just to check it out, make sure I knew how to do it before I got in here and embarrassed myself. And a couple times it was starting to fall out a little bit, but that time was great. It's just, it all depends on the setup with Patrick. Go over here. You hit the duplicator con. You get your sock. Right? Whatever, you get the idea. You hit the... Whatever. Alright, you hit the duplicate shot, get your sock, whatever. That was a good SBA. I'm still on my part 3 file just because I don't have a reason right now to change. And let's just completely ignore the hammer. Because the hammer can't really hit you. I'll show you. So you just stay over to the edge. And Fodders can't hit you, the G-Love can't hit you, and the hammer can't hit you. I've also tinkered around with the audio a little bit. So I'm very obsessive about audio because I haven't had good audio in videos in the past. And I feel like audio is kind of one of the most important things. You have to tinker around with it sometimes just to get it to be the exact way that you want it. And I'll be honest, I do not like my voice. I've never liked my voice. I think it's nasal, high-pitched, and obnoxious. Ooh, okay, I got lucky. Nasal, high-pitched, and obnoxious. So, one of my presets I use for my microphone. I forget what program I use. Oh, Sonar. I use Sonar. It's called Deep Voice. There's also one called Less Nasal. That would probably do me good too. But Deep Voice is great because it brings out the deeper aspects of my voice, which is nice. And it's not like overbearing. And over time, I'll just keep getting better and better with audio setups and everything. But right now, I'm extremely happy with my setup. This is the first time I've ever had, in my entire life, that I've had a setup that I'm happy with. And that is the reason why I decided to finally... decided to finally learn how to run this game. Because otherwise, I was just thinking, you know, I have no reason to want to even learn how to run this game if I'm not even going to be able to record it. The only challenge I have at this point is learning how to set up splits and overlaying splits on top of Dolphin, I guess. I don't know how difficult that is. I only have one monitor, by the way. So that's just something to consider. Throw that guy over to the left if you can. And all this is going to help me out in chess in a way as well. In the sense that I'm going to have a better setup that I'm confident and comfortable with. And then I don't have to put as much work into like editing, things of that nature. I know that sounds silly, but it's important, I think. Every little thing counts, matters, and ends up. Nothing I'm using right now is a little bit funny. Also, I want to try something. What happens if I just try bowling? I don't remember how the one tiki method works. Yeah, okay, so it's not like that. Definitely doesn't work like that. I just wanted to try it. And the one Tiki method's a lot more finicky. And especially during a run when you're nervous, it's gonna be kind of a nightmare to deal with. To the point where Shift doesn't even teach it in this tutorial. I figured it would work. So you would hit that, you would get the sock over here. There's a glitch that will cause that to stop working. You come over here to get this to stop. You buy the clam. You wait for the cutscene. You come back up here. You get the spatula. You jump down here. Usually it lags for me right there. I don't know why I don't. Circle around like a hit, like the spatula, and then you have enough.
I'm ready.
So I've almost maxed out on Chinese at this point. I was practicing earlier the other technique for, I think the elbowing technique for rolling ballroom. I haven't gotten it yet, and I don't think I'm going to use it in runs. But ironically enough, the harder method I might even use as like a backup method. You see what I mean? Sometimes just having multiple methods in your tool belt makes you more confident. Even in Magic, if you have multiple methods to do something, you won't need to worry if something else doesn't work out. You see what I mean?
It's kind of hypnotic.
This is my favorite game to speedrun. There are also a lot of really cool games. I think Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights is a pretty cool speed game, but I have some issues with it. It doesn't have nearly as big of a community, and that's okay. But one of the big issues is that you have to constantly dash, which is annoying. That's how you build up speed. I think that's obnoxious as heck. Constantly having to dash is no fun. And the issue, see, that's a game that should get a remaster. Like, if you could have a camera like this in the game, the game would be a lot better. Other games, Sonic Heroes, I guess it's okay to speedrun. It's kind of a weird one though. Here's one I really like. Here's one that I really like, and it's kind of weird and surprising. Hot Wheels Velocity X. That's a good one. Like, genuinely, that is a good game to run. I'm also watching Midnight Club 3 Remix speedrun. It looks like a good speed game as well. Of course, Mario was awesome. Because that's been solved. Like, there is a fastest time. It's like 2:54. Something like that. There's like the 3x3 routes has been solved. It's basically impossible to get a time under 3 seconds. But this game has not been solved. We don't know how fast this game is gonna get. We also, just like with chess is probably, I don't know if it'll ever get solved. But the solution to chess would be to say, white wins every time with perfect play. No matter what. That would be chess solved. But even if it got solved, it's like, well, we're still humans. Like, white is not going to win every time. And also, like, Connect 4 has been solved. First player wins every time. It seems like the first player to make a move always has an advantage in any game. Except maybe Go. Go might be a little bit different. And the reason why I say that is because with Go, the second player has an advantage. In the sense that they get like a bonus or something. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. You know what? This is a lot less annoying. So I will take it. Over here. Purchase plan. The gold spatula. The animation for it. And then my next video will be specifically on Rolling Ballroom. And then I think I will go back and work on Robo Sandy and Robo Patrick because I'm not good at either of those. Just because Robo Sandy is my least favorite part of the run. Robo Patrick I like. That is a little bit complicated. A little bit. Only a little. So I need to practice that. And then after I'm done with that, I will probably make 2 episodes on part 1 again, 2 episodes on part 2, and 2 on part 3, and then I think I will be essentially ready to start running. And that doesn't mean that this series of practicing will die. If there's something that I'm struggling with during my run and I need to practice, even if it's something silly, I'll record it. Just for future reference. And that will be nice. Seems like I have a nice understanding of this strat. Just pick it right back up. You don't even have to kill up. I'm trying to think of other good speedrun games. And there are games that you wouldn't even think have a speedrun. You really can't do this one. Just can't just on it. Luckily, you can just throw it back out. BS is like that is gonna happen. Every time that music, kind of on purpose. This might not work. We will see. Like there are people that are just so good at this game now. That, yeah, that's stuff. Right shift. You'll probably see the setup and be like, yeah, that's something weird. But it does. So I'm good. Again, 2 Tiggies is a lot more lenient than 3. Whatever. What I came to practice was SBA setup, not really anything else.
999, 1000. Ready or not?
What was strange there? Oh, also something really cool. My friend from work wanted to switch me schedules, and I accepted. So instead of working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, this is Saturday by the way, I'm working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so I have a whole 7 days off. I have a whole 7 days off, which is incredible. Don't do what I just did. Always. So if you're facing like this, don't turn like this. Jump and turn. Saves time. Saves frames. Oh. You stupid hammer. Do that. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm always conscientious about my voice, sound quality, and things like that. Partly maybe due to OCD. Even my most viewed video on YouTube, the Babadook Scare Prank, it does not have good sound quality, and I'll tell you why. I use an older now. What do you... Oh, come on. What do you call them? GoPro. An older GoPro. Yeah, but I left the case on it. Just because of the falls, you know. You want your GoPro to be protected. But really didn't need the case at all because I put it in the grassy... Or, like a grassy area. So... The sound is severely muffled due to this, but literally not a single person has ever complained about it, so I think it's a me problem. It's just like, I know it's there. The video would be perfect if it weren't for, you know, the audio quality. That's my take. It'd be so cool if somebody like Jennifer Kent, the creator of the Babadook, saw my scare prank. Now, I used the audio from the actual Babadook movie, like some of the film, like some of the score, and I always worry that what if it gets like a copyright infringement for that, but it's not monetized, so I should be perfectly fine. But it's the same reason why I don't have Mega Man music in YouTube video, like my chess YouTube videos. Even though I'd probably be fine. Capcom, from my understanding, doesn't really care that much. There are people that really care. So you have to be careful. I don't want any strikes on my channel. This is why I'm practicing this. I don't think that's gonna work. It worked. Sweet. My wife right now is at a baby shower for her cousin. I'll spend lots of time with her later. I wish I could tell. Just gonna do this over and over and over again because practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. That is something that my piano teacher, like, that's the most valuable lesson that my piano teacher has taught me. That reminds me, like, for example, if you practice piano with a bad posture, you're going to play piano with a bad posture. And this is a serious and an important thing. Not only just for professionalism. Whoa, that flew. Not even just for professionalism, but just for your overall health. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a bad posture, which I have a bad posture. Now that I'm focusing on it, I have a bad posture and it's bad. So, like, even with something like that, if you practice with a bad posture, you're going to have a bad posture during performance. Which reminds me, there's a video I have, I think it's still on my channel, of me playing piano with a horrible posture. Just have a really bad one. And then at the very end of the video, I realized that my posture is horrible. So I like go from this to lean up. And then I was like, well, that's not gonna do shit because the video is done. And then so I just slump again. I like give up and just slump again. So it's just really funny. And like the video is filmed from my back. So my friend thought I was sighing and laughed really hard. But I never explained to him what actually happened, which probably would have caused him to laugh even harder. Because that's honestly hilarious. I like the color of the stone Kiki's eyes. Really pretty color. Rizz up that stone Kiki. Yeah, I kind of figured. The way Patrick holds things inherently makes it look like lopsided. See, it looks like it's going off to the left. And it really was there. But he throws it straight. This should be good. Ah! So he really is throwing it to the left. So maybe it's not the way Patrick holds things. Again, I'm learning things. But you'll notice his right foot's always more forward than his left. So I thought maybe that. There we go. See what I mean? It still looks like he was going to throw it a little bit to the left. But just because that's how Patrick stands when he's holding something. Or just in general. Look. Even if I stop with his left foot forward, he always switches feet. It's an interesting and important thing to, you know. I didn't know it kept going even if you switched to Patrick. That's pretty cool.
Can we get ice cream now?
Ice cream does sound really good. Trying to think of what I ate today. It was Wendy's. Wendy's, some coffee, a biggie bag. I know, I'm a nurse. I don't eat coffee. I'll tell you, there's a doctor I work with who eats extremely healthy. He says it's not the Mediterranean diet, but it's totally the Mediterranean diet. He eats like fish, avocado, things like that every day. He's gonna live to be like 110. Woo! Gonna manipulate that, yeah. I don't know how long I've been recording. I guess around 40 minutes or so. Let's see. 30 minutes. 33. Of the tricks that I struggle with, this is the one I struggle with the least, but I still think it's super important that I practice it. So I'm confident when I do runs. So as we know, this is a very finicky strategy. At least the method I use is kind of finicky. All of the robot's AIs that lock on to you, the hammer, the chuck, the slick, all of them have the same kind of AI. And Robo Patrick, they will target where you're going to be, not where you are. that makes sense. So, knowing that, you can kind of manipulate their AI however you wish. I'm not saying it's always easy. Yeah, I felt like I was pointing the right. That has more to do with like the actual camera angle. So what you could do probably, see which way the camera is facing. There we go. Now I can leave it there. So start by going all the way up. Yep. This is the issue that I've in this video. I watched Shift's tutorial before this. Seems pretty straight. Actually, the camera angle has nothing to do. Look, angle like this, and it still works. So the camera angle isn't really all that important. It's how he's facing. It doesn't matter in the sense that getting the right setup. And I don't know if this will. I think it should. Yeah. So. The tiki on top should have a little bit of an overbite on the over the one on the bottom. That's kind of how you know it's going to work. I don't know if slamming's actually faster or not. I've come a long way, you all. If you've watched my video on my cold experience, you'll know that I used to have a lot of videos, and there are some videos I don't really care about. But like things like my first YouTube video, I really wish I still have. Things like my water gun reviews, again, I wish I had. I was just thinking about my grandma's house was a really unique house, or old house, that my grandpa and dad built. And I recorded the whole house because I just wanted to have that forever. That's gone. There's a chance, I guess, that it could be on some kind of card. But I think I deleted it. But I mean, I really wish I still had that. That house is just unique. I still have dreams about that house. Like, there are just things about that house that don't make sense, but that was due to a different occupant. For instance, there was just a staircase that led nowhere. Just like something you'd see out of, like in a closet. You open the closet and there's just a staircase. Doesn't go anywhere. It was going to get cut out, like the top of it was going to get cut out to get to the attic, but it never did. I'm sure it probably is now, but I think this is playing to the right. Just a little bit. So That might not work. I was up a little bit too far. As long as I have that overbite though. That's a little too far. Forward, I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna fall right out. Yeah, told you. I'll try it one more time again. I just don't think it's gonna work. Oh, cool. Right in the 50. Yep, see? Okay. So, recognizing when something's gonna work and when it's not gonna work is really important. And I correctly identified it wasn't gonna work. The reason I knew it wasn't gonna work is because I just simply walked up too far. Too far forward, and that's a kind of a patience thing. Just have to be patient, especially during a run. If you're not, it's trick's not gonna work, then you'll end up losing time. More time than you would have just making sure it's correct. There are safe spots, like over the rail. I'm running out of things to talk about at this point. Perfect. I recognize that this is correct. See, there's a little bit of an overbite. Or at least the illusion or appearance of it. Switch you a little. There we go. I don't know how many more times I'm going to try this. I'll practice this. I do think slamming is faster with faster clips. Like, watching that tutorial was really helpful because I forgot that being a little bit to the left of the stone TP helps. And even after I say that, I'm struggling with it. There we go. Yeah, those robots look a lot scarier than they actually are. I'm more worried about this part. Spinning the stone TVs to safety than I do actually getting hit by a robot. Ooh, that would have killed me though. So I'm lucky. Okay, I'm gonna go to the AI. There are potentially a few different tricks that I want to learn before I start my first run, but I think, just for the sake of simplicity, just leave it how it is. You know, if I want to do Squidward Stream instead of Museum, maybe that's an option. That should work. Eee! Also, the thing is, it makes it look like he has glasses. See that? See how it looks like he has glasses? Another way to identify. This is probably gonna work. I don't know if where you throw it matters, but that doesn't look. Looks a little lopsided. I'm skeptical that this will work. It does. So even with being skeptical, still works well. Whoa! What was that? I've never seen that before. They're just wacky things that happen in this game. I love this game so much. I recognize that tilt exists in speedruns, well, obviously. Time is precious, time is valuable. And losing a run can be very upsetting. Especially if you were like really happy with a lot of moments in that run, you know, and if you just lose it, that can tilt you. But I think this speedrun's also going to help me with the tilt. This, why does this victory dance? Just pick back up. Feeling pretty good about this. Rolling ballroom will be a lot of fun to record. I genuinely love rolling ballroom, but boy is it hard. That is the single most difficult spatula to get in casual play. Pretty sure. I can't think of a more obnoxious and challenging spatula to get than the rolling ballroom. Because you mess up, you just have to reset it. You don't have any other choice. It's not that every single segment is hard, it's just that every single segment is annoying. And then you get to a point in the rolling ballroom where you're like sick of trying it, so you rush and then you mess up the easy moments. And then you're like, gosh, what is going on? Hey, I did it again. I guess it's when you slam when you don't drop off.
Hey, what just happened?
Yeah, what just happened, Patrick? You glitched out. If I would have gotten hit there, I would have fallen off into the water. Ignore it. I'm gonna get an hour worth of practicing. Oh, come on. Screw that hammer. It's the only robot that has worked out. like I said, I did mess around with the sound a little bit as well. I do not like the AI sound reduction at all. So I got rid of that. Could have gone up like a couple pixels more, I think, but that was good enough. That was an acceptable thing. See? Let's maybe do it one more time. Back. This makes permanent. I'll just kill it during runs. I don't have to worry about it.
This guy is hypnotic.
Worried about that one. I have to worry about it bouncing off the checkpoint and into the water. That's something to watch out for. Yeah, so I'll just kill the hammer during runs. Just because it's literally just press one button to kill it, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore unless you drown. Or you drop stone tiki like I almost did twice. Anybody else excited for season 2 of Severance? I can't wait for that. I love that show. Ben Stiller's magnum opus. Great show. Okay, I'm just getting more and more confident with the setup. I think I'm gonna do it one more time and then it should put me at an hour mark. Yep. There we go. The purpose of this series is just building up confidence for when I do my very first speedrun ever. To build up confidence, you have to practice all the tricks. And this is not like chess. You are dealing with AIs that behave in a very specific way. So you don't have to actually interact with how like an opponent responds to your move. There are places with RNG, like Tree Dome and Krusty Krab, but those aren't as big of a deal. Those only become a bit more annoying when you're like trying to get a wall breaker. But if you're just playing, if you're speedrunning for fun and not trying to get like on the leaderboard like top 10 or something, you really don't have to worry as much about RNG. That should be it. Yep, there are the glasses. Alright, this was the last shot. Position. Let's see the money! Yep. Skee-ball abuse truly revolutionized speedrun. Such a cool trick that somebody discovered. It's so cool because the skee-ball game is probably the most useless thing in the entire game for casual play. Literally, you get like no shiny objects, but for a speedrunner, it's a speedrunner's dream. So, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the audio and the instant transmission sound effect at the beginning, which I did touch upon of why it's there. So, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.